I have no clue why I'm recording. I have absolutely nothing to say. My mind is so completely stressed that I can't seem to function right now. I can't do the stuff. It's driving me crazy that everything in my house squeaks. This chair, that's not a chair, that's a table. This chair, I don't know, what else? Everything squeaks. Oh, I can't stand anything right now. Here's the deal. This whole move has been stressing me out. Something new popped into my life that I can't talk about right now. I'm hoping that there comes a time that I can talk about it and with a good ending. Right now, it's a hot mess and not in my favor. Absolutely nothing that I did wrong. I will say this, it has to do with the sale of my property a year ago. I went to closing with valid questions and concerns and was completely convinced that I had nothing to worry about on the new buyer's end and that everything was going to go great, and if there was any problems at all, they'd take care of it. And the problems that they said would never happen happened exactly as I worried they would. I almost feel like I somehow manifested it just because I was so concerned about it. And I immediately contacted the title company and said, this is what happened. I got one reply, okay, let me see what I can do. Never heard back. A few weeks later, it got worse. And I let this person know, and she was like, oh no, they said they were going to take care of this and this and that. And I said, but they didn't. All right, let me see. And then I got one email. This is only 2 days ago. And I emailed back with even more upsetting information that I found out, and also left a voice message. I left a voice message, but then I wanted to email because I wanted something in writing and I want to keep track of the conversation. She never replied back. That was Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday comes and goes, and I sent one more email asking, how is this coming, about what are you doing to see if you can fix this? No reply. And another email today saying, can you please just reply? Just let me know, if you're working on this. No reply. Now, that's not harassment. I'm emailing because I want to know what she's doing. Now, obviously, on their end, this is a done deal, so they don't have to help me out. But I was very concerned about a certain issue at closing, and I know all the promises in the world don't mean shit, but I don't like that I was somehow just, made to feel like I had no clue what I was talking about and that I was blowing things out of proportion. That's not going to happen, that kind of thing. And promises, and even later in the day, promises. And because she came to my house to hand deliver the check and still promised at that point, anything, call, I'll take care of it. And that's just all bullshit now, and I'm being ghosted. So I've actually had to call my lawyer about this. I am going to contact their lawyer. The person who has listed this house is the same one who sold, it was the agent for that other property. So I've got him involved somewhat because I'm like, you went with this title company. Can you help me at all? So, needless to say, I am in a nightmare mess with a title company. And I just can't even believe I have to have this added to my plate. So I have been on the phone all day, not just with that, not with the title company, because I'm not going to call and leave messages, because I want email proof that I, sent them an email and, they never replied. Now, I can't prove they never replied, but if they reply by email, they could prove that they did reply. They're not replying. They're not calling me. And, yeah, it all sucks. Sucks big time. So there's that. Then, every call I make, I spent a lot of time on the phone today. Every call I make on behalf of my mother, whether it's her insurance here, Medicaid in Mississippi, nursing home, assisted living. I've talked to so many, DHS, I've talked Agency for Aging. I've just been on the phone. Every time I make calls, I find out how almost next to impossible this move is going to be for her, which makes it a hard move for me, because I don't want to leave her here. She wants to go. If she was saying, please go, leave me here. And I still get contacted by a lot of my viewers. I want to say fans. You're not a fan if you try to find a way to contact me and you tell me what I need to do. Because you are not in my life. You don't know what I want, what I'm thinking, what I'm going through, what is, how things are done. So you can't give me advice on that. You just can't, And I would just rather not have that added stress right now. So I really would appreciate it if those of you who think you've got the solution, or that I don't mean you, I do mean you, and I can promise you don't have the solution. Even if you magically did have one, I'm willing to skip that solution, because I can't take all of that noise. I just can't. And I don't ask for help. If I want help, I will ask. And, there are times that I've done that. I'm like, maybe you guys can answer this. And, I'm opening the comments. And then people are all like, oh, I thought you hated comments. It's like, oh my God, I can't win. I really can't. I've kind of given up trying. But, I'm very curious to know if they keep ghosting me, that title company, I'm almost half willing to say, here's the information, guys. Women, I should say, because 95% of my audience is women. I don't know why I say guys. Maybe you can ask them, why are you ghosting Darlene? I know that's a pain in the ass and it's probably petty, but to me, there's people who do shit like this, especially businesses who are supposed to be on the up and up, and it's like I would like them to see that it matters, and if I sent the masses to them, they would say, yeah, this does matter. No, they wouldn't say that. They would probably want to take me to court for, shitting on them. But everything I would say would be the truth. And, you can't take somebody to court for libel and slander if they post something or say something that's the truth, because it's the truth. And I wouldn't even say anything like, don't ever do business with them. You can do business with whoever you want. I want them to know that I am like majorly upset that I couldn't trust them. Anyway, it's a hot mess. It really is. It's not something I expected to be dealing with at all, on top of everything else. So then the other thing is, it's also a hot mess with having my mother go from one state to another. Insurance-wise, Maine, it stops immediately when she leaves. It doesn't start, she can't even apply in Mississippi for 30 days. So there's that period, and then if she doesn't qualify, then that means, you know, it's out of pocket. And I would like to know all this stuff before we make this move. So there's just so much. It's just crazy. Even the sale of this house has very big hiccups that I'm discovering more and more, because my mother, even though my parents gave me the deed to this house 21 years ago, no, 19 years ago. I was doing math in the wrong direction. They have a life estate. Well, obviously my father is dead, so he has no life estate, but my mother does. And even though she's 98 and in a nursing home, she has her right mind, and even though she's willing to sign off that life estate, you know what I mean? A life estate just means that it protects the parents or whoever. It protects the people who are giving their home to a child or their children. Because, okay, let's put it this way. Say my parents gave me this house, and I told them, you can always live here. I will take care of you guys and all that. But, you know, the reason people do that is because if they go to a nursing home or whatever, the state will say, oh, well, you have a home, that's an asset. So the state will take the house because they want payment for your nursing home care. But if you give the house to somebody or sell it to somebody and you wait enough years, the state cannot take the property. But my mother still has a life estate. So if I sell this house, suddenly my mother comes into money, which makes her too rich for the care. And I didn't realize that. I did not know the life estate meant that my mother always had equity in this house. I thought that meant that after so many years, the state just couldn't take the house. Now, it's not that I don't want to give my mother money. I just feel like, what if I sell this house, how much are they going to take? You know, so I need to know all these things, which is a whole bunch more phone calls. And I can't get the same answer out of different people. You know, even if I'm calling the same place and I get somebody else, oh my God, I am just, right now, the least of my worries is decluttering. That was my major worry. But now I have all these other things. And I'm not saying, oh, well then, all signs are pointing to just don't go. I need to go. I cannot stay in this house. So even if I sell this house and lose the money because my mother has equity, I just would have to do that. I would just have to do that. And then once all that money is spent on her care, she'd be poor enough to have financial aid or Medicaid or whatever. Not financial aid, but you know what I mean. I don't know. And I know that she wouldn't get all, I mean, it wouldn't be all the house, because I do, you know, own this house, but she gets a portion. And I know what the portion is for Maine, but I don't know exactly what that means, that if she gets that portion, now will she just have to give it to the state? So I have more phone calls to make. I have no idea how it's going to work in Mississippi. I will be calling them with this specific question tomorrow, and I will get no specific answer. And then I'll have to call somebody else and somebody else, somebody else. So there are a lot of hiccups in this journey, none of which have anything to do with decluttering. The decluttering is an emotional nightmare for me, and it's, you know, physical work, but it's the mental part of it that I hate. But if I could get past the mental part of it, it costs money, but that's easy. You hire the dump guys, they come and they just clean it out, they broom sweep, and it's done. But it's the mental part for me, and you know, it is expensive, especially that company. But I don't know, I think I'd just rather go with a company who they can get it done quick, and you know, and it goes by how much you have in the truck. And that's why I'm trying to get rid of as much as I can, because you know, the more I can get rid of, the less I'll have to pay them. So I guess that's why I jumped on, because I have a lot on my mind. I have been sick to my stomach for days. That feeling of like there's been a death. You know how awful you feel when there's a death? That's how I feel all the time. And it's just a big, gigantic knot in my big, gigantic belly. And I do still listen to my ASMR. It helps me, not the ASMR I create, but my favorites. And it does help me, but I wake up and it's like, oh my God. I mean, it just all hits me. So I have a lot on my mind, a lot to worry about. And it just really seems like what I should be doing is just canceling this whole thing. But like I said, it's not really an option. And it's not just because I got the cleaning done. How I'd love to live here now that there's no junk. I even got rid of like all my towels today in the donation bin at the dump. I go every day to the dump except for the days that they're closed, which is Sunday and Monday. And those are the days I fill my car for Goodwill and I go on Monday. So I have still been doing that. And do you think I wanted to do that today? I did not, but I managed to bring 7 bags. I brought 10 or 11 yesterday, 7 today. You know, and like I said, I got rid of my towels. I kept, I think, 3, a big one, a medium, and a smaller one. I don't care about things right now. So, but it's getting hard to find things for the donation bin because I'm running out of places to find clothes. I do think there's still clothes in a closet down cellar, and I'm not completely done with the closet that I showed you. The closet that I showed you that had a lot of clothes, that was in the big room, what used to be my parents' room. I don't think I showed that angle, but that was there. And all the clothing is out except for wedding clothing. My wedding outfit that I made, it was a dress, and my husband's suit and my father's suit that I bought my father a suit. I think, and my husband. I think we bought them matching suits. But anyway, I couldn't bring myself to bring that to the donation bin. So that's still there. And then there's a whole shitload of stuff on the floor in that closet. And there's a shelf. And it just looks like painful things to go through. But I will, a little at a time. And I just haven't been up to doing the painful decluttering while I have all this new shit going on with a title company from a sale of a property a year ago. All right, you guys. Stick around. I may need your help. I don't want anybody to say, you don't like help. No, I don't know how far I would go with this. Hopefully I won't have to. Hopefully there will be some resolve. But to me, the fact that I'm being ghosted by the title company is not a good sign, because before, if I emailed her, she would email me back, and now she's not emailing me back and all that. So, but I don't think I'm going to contact that particular person every day. But I'm going to contact the vice president, which is the highest person I can find on their website, and then their lawyer. And I think that's it. Then it looks like everybody else is just like all on the same, equal level. So I am going to try them. And I don't know. And then, of course, like I said, I have my lawyer involved, but I wanted, just my free consult for this for right now. So we're just going to, wait it out and see if this can magically fix itself. And if it can, boy, will I be one happy camper. But still very, very sad that I had to be put in this position. And it is something that I've known for like over a month. But at that point, it seemed like, oh, don't worry. This is, I'll take care of this. And then I didn't hear back. So I assumed it was taken care of, but it wasn't. Not at all. I'm going to probably go, maybe cut some fabric that soothes my aching brain. And I am having a sale tomorrow, but I'm all done for that one, and I'm already cutting for the next one. I'm trying to have 2 sales per week right now while I'm in, decluttering stage of trying to declutter fabric. And even though I'm doing that, it doesn't make a dent. And I even ordered a bit more, I only spent $300. That's like a tiny, tiny order for me. And it's because they're pre-cuts that I feel like I'm running out of, super cool things for my buyers, because, I still have all that fabric, but it takes a lot of time to cut the things. So I'm out of pre-cuts that I can buy and then resell. So it gives them more stuff, more items to choose from without as much work that I have to do. So that is good that I have that option. The things that I ordered are just fat quarters that I know they're going to gobble up. So it's not going to add to this pile. And when this pile goes down, if I haven't moved yet, I will, like if I don't have any more bolts or whatever, I will order. Like I said, I'm willing to order anything that I know I can deplete in a week or two. And I know my shoppers pretty well. So, I'm feeling safe with that. And now that I want to actually hire movers instead of taking my car, there would be some room in the moving truck for any leftover fabric. So I'm not as panicked about it. But I haven't called movers because I just haven't been up to doing that. With all the information that I'm getting about the sale of this house and how that affects, my mother's ability to get insurance and, just, oh my God. And then the nursing homes have such horrible reviews. But like Derek says, Ma, everything has bad reviews. And I even talked to the Department of Human Services, but as if they're going to say, yes, the nursing homes that we deal with are terrible. They're not going to say that. She did say of the 3 that are the closest to you, she gave me a list of the ones that take Medicaid. She said I would go with, such and such a one. And I was like, okay, I'll start with that one. And, but the reviews are very sad and very typical. But yes, I know that there are probably hundreds and hundreds of people who don't leave reviews because they're fine, it's okay. It's, of course it's the people who are pissed off because things went wrong, and things do go wrong. Even when my mother I'm not happy with, not the care she gets, I'm not happy so much with the way they run things. That part I don't like. Not keeping me informed and, and telling me that they don't need to tell me shit, even though I'm her power of attorney, stuff like that. Yeah, it's just sad. And none of those homes have pictures on their websites, which I hate. So Derek can go and visit this first one. And I'm still going to try to get her into a home first. And if all else falls apart after I'm settled and that she would have to be taken out of a home for whatever reason, then, I'm just going to have to make a lot more money and pay private pay. That's it. Once I'm there, that would be exciting to me to say, okay, I have to increase my income by such and such an amount. That gives me something to focus on, and I can do it. I always can do it. I can find ways to do it as other people can. It's not just because I'm Superwoman. People do that. You set goals and you create jobs and find things. I can find other things to sell. I can maybe, do something different on YouTube, another channel that might, just take, whatever. I'm willing to do the work. So, but I don't feel that right now because I'm so stressed over other things that it makes me worry about the money. That, will I be able to afford to give her the care she deserves? Even though, my mother and I have had a very rocky relationship. She's a human being and she deserves a happy ending. I don't know. Can you be happy at 98? I don't know. But you know what I mean. She's a human, you know, even a dog who's a badass fucking dog and just bites and tears people apart. It's a dog, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Actually, I think I would put down a bad dog. I know people don't like that, but I feel like the dog is suffering. I think we should be able to put down humans. I don't mean just because we don't like them, but I'm saying when somebody is really sick, Emily, did anything ever come of that? Are you allowed to do the, I want to die? I know you can take yourself off meds or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like my mother would have the right to say, I'm out of here. I don't want any of the meds I'm taking. You know, just let me lay here. I don't know. Oh my God. Now you guys must think I'm so weird, but I think of things like this. So, you know, being home would be a really good option, and except that I would have to have around-the-clock help because I cannot be the helper anymore. I just mentally cannot do it. All right, you guys, I'm going to hang up now before I start regretting all this stuff that I just said. I just want to let you know that my life is stressful, as is many of your lives, and that's just what we deal with. I wish life could be easy, but it certainly isn't, and I wish that things wouldn't go wrong, but if they can go wrong, they go wrong, and I hate being in limbo like this, not knowing. It's hard enough to move, but when you're moving and you have no clue what's going to happen, when you sell a house and you're not sure if you're even going to be able to keep the money, you know, or how much of it you're going to lose to the state because my mother's been in a nursing home. So, you know, I just would like to know and be able to, you know, not have like surprises like I had with this title company who promised me it wouldn't happen. I guess that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want more of this nightmare. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.